Hello, Williams class. For your English lesson today, the learning objective is, can I write the next section of the instructions out? So let's have a quick little refresh on how to write instructions. Have a little think to yourself as well. Instructions, they're used to describe, explain, or instruct how to do something, and they are usually presented in a step-by-step sequence. So sequence means that it's in chronological order. They come up in the order that they should be happening. You follow the time connectives with an imperative verb. So remember, in your instructions, you need the time connectives. What do you do first, second, third, fourth, fifth? You also then need to follow that with an imperative verb. So that means the word that tells us what to do. So firstly, I always mention a hot chocolate sort of instruction video. I do apologize, boys and girls, if it is getting repetitive, but it's the first thing that comes to mind. So for example, firstly, take the milk out of the fridge. So take would be our imperative verb there. Now, these are also called our bossy verbs. Examples can be mix, fold, turn, cut, share, screw, and throw. And then last piece of reminder when it comes to writing instructions is to include a title and a sentence explaining the purpose of the instructions. So what are the instructions instructing you to do? For example, instructions on how to make a perfect paper plane. I've seen most of you include a title when you are writing your instructions, so I have full faith that you will remember to do this now as well. So let's have a look at our starter activity. What I would like for you to do is to look at this set of instructions here. You're going to order them, you're going to rewrite them correctly laid out, and then you are going to underline the imperative verbs. So the instructions are as follows. Wash hands. Add milk to the bowl. Take an empty bowl. Take a spoon. Put some Cocoa Pops in the bowl, my favourite cereal. Eat the cereal. So those are your 6 sentences basically to reorder, write them out correctly with the order, and then underline the imperative verbs where you see them. So that is your starter activity for today's English lesson. So what we're going to do then is have a look at our text map, and we're going to read through the introductory paragraph from the previous day. I've made it nice and big for you. Let me move out of the way, so if you want to see it a little bit closer, then you can do so. So let's just have our text map there. So the introduction then. How to build an empire. Are you interested in building your own empire? Do you lie in your bed dreaming of ruling over a kingdom? Do you see yourself conquering tribes and building a colosseum? If so, the likelihood is that you are destined to be a powerful ruler. Do not despair. Help is at hand. Building an empire is not as hard as you think. Read the step-by-step instructions and soon you too could be the ruler of a powerful empire. Now, what we have to remember is after our introduction is a list of things you will need right before the steps. So if I go to the bigger version of the text map, you can see here that you do have a little subheading that says what you will need, and then in bullet point form there is a list of equipment or people or just resources that you would need in order to complete your instructions successfully. After the list of things that you will need, you have the steps. So what they did need was an army, land, weapons, shields, and good walking shoes. Then they had their steps, so what they have to do. I'll read it out just so you can hear everything that's included. First, you should carefully train your army in the art of warfare. So you've got the time connective first. Carefully is the adverb. Imperative verb train, full stop at the end of your sentence. Secondly, you must bravely lead an army across the sea to a new land. After that, fiercely invade the lands, plundering and murdering those in your way. Now you must make sure that you defeat anyone that tries to stand in your way. Rule over your kingdom proudly. So you've got your time connective, then a comma after your time connective. You've got your adverb, you've got your, what's it called, imperative verb, and you've got a way of ending your sentence with a full stop. You can use an exclamation mark if you would like to. You can end it with a rhetorical question, so you've got a question mark at the end, but always make sure that you do have something, some sort of punctuation to end your sentences. Today, you will be completing the rest of these instructions. So I would like for you to remember your toolkits about what goes into your instructions. So all those different features that you must include when you are writing your instructions. So let's go on to our 3 tasks then. So task number 1 is to complete your instructional text. So making sure that you have added your subheadings, added all the pieces of information that you need, and then included instructions after mentioning what you will need. Task number 2 is to tick off the checklist below, making sure that everything needed has been included. Now I've made this bigger for you to see. So this is going to be your checklist. This is everything that you should include. I will read it out for you now. So it says instructions because we are writing instructions. You need to make sure that you have punctuated your sentences with full stops and you've used capital letters for all proper nouns. So that means it's the names of places, the names of people, days, months, the names of people and places. You need to make sure that your set of instructions includes a title and subheadings, an introduction, a list of things that you will need, and step-by-step instructions. Then you need to make sure that you have used numbered bullets to make the order clear. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4. You're using those numbers to list. Not to list, but to write down your instructions, to make sure that you're writing them in the order that they should happen as well. You need to make sure that you are using imperative or bossy verbs. You need to make sure that you are including adverbs and verbs. You need to make sure that you are making good use of your adjectives, your adverbs of time, and your technical vocabulary. So using your adjectives to describe objects or people, you're using your adverbs of time to tell us when you want us to do something. So do you want us to do it after something else? Do you want us to do it first, last? So make really good use out of your adverbs of time, or time connectives as we know them, and technical vocabulary. Put together your butter and sugar. You could say combine your butter and your sugar. So you're using the vocabulary in a better way, just to make it more interesting and more straightforward and easy to follow as well. Making sure that you are including conjunctions. So your and, but, because, also, if not, then. You're using those kinds of words. You're using your adverbial phrases to get to join 2 ideas together. So you're using the words like until, although, when you get there, before you begin, including those phrases as well. Make sure that you are punctuating your fronted adverbials correctly. So think about how once you've used the word firstly, or then, or next, making sure you add a comma after that. A lot of you have started to do that already, which makes Miss Gulzar very happy. And lastly, if you'd like to, you can include a diagram or a picture, an illustration. So a diagram or illustration is a picture, it's a drawing, but then you can label it to tell us what it is, or to tell us why you've included it. So that would be really nice to include, just to add a bit of imagery, make us see what you want us to see. And task 3, last but not least, is once you have written your instructional text, check your spellings and see if you can make the vocabulary better. And remember, any changes that you do make, try to do them in a different colour, just so I can see, and so you can see as well, how much better your work is looking since you've made it even more descriptive, even more detailed. So make sure that you use a different colour. Make sure if you are using a different colour, it is a colour that I can see quite clearly, boys and girls. So I'm thinking a nice light colour, rather than maybe highlighting something in dark purple, you could use a yellow or an orange, just an idea. Hopefully you now know what to do. So remember, if you feel that you can't do every single task, make sure that your main focus is the first task. So task number 1, which is just to write a set of instructions, and with obviously a list of everything that you need in order to follow the instructions. Once you feel like you've done that, if you don't have time to do the rest of the tasks, then please do not stress or worry. But if you do find that you have the time, then feel free to look at your checklist and see if you've got everything there. And then once you finish the checklist and you feel like you have a bit more time on your hands, you can go on to step 3, using a different color to make changes to your work. Make sure that you use the resources around you, so you can use your dictionaries. If you don't have a dictionary, you can use Google. I know on mobile phones we have different apps that it gives you access to different dictionaries online as well. So really make sure that you are making use out of what's available to us when I'm not necessarily there to sort of help you as you're doing your work. But as always, if you have any questions or anything to ask or anything to say, then when you post your work onto Tapestry, definitely comment on there, leave me a message. You can also email me with any questions that you might have. But yes, main focus of this lesson is to just complete your instructional text. After your introductory paragraph, which you should have done yesterday, you just need to write what you will need and how you are going to do it. Write down the instructions. So enjoy, think outside of the box, think creatively as some of your videos on escaping the house were, and I'll see you very soon. I look forward to seeing everything that you post on Tapestry as well. Take care, Williams class. Bye.